Hello, so we are going to be making the Sawyer Hoodie by Retro Sparkle Design. What you're going to need is a front piece, a back piece, two sleeve pieces, a waistband, two ruffle pieces for the sleeve, a ruffle piece for the hood, two liners, and two main. Now we're going to start by taking our front and back piece and putting them right sides together and clipping the shoulders. Now we're going to sew the shoulder seams. Now that we have sewn the shoulder seams, now we are going to open it up and attach the sleeves, right sides together. Now that one side is done, you're going to do the same to the other, and then you're going to take it to your sewing machine or serger. We have sewn on both of the sleeves. Now we are going to do the sleeve ruffle now. You're going to need two of those. So now you're going to take it to your sewing machine or your serger and sew lettuce hem on one side. Now that we have both of our sleeve ruffles lettuce hemmed, now we're going to take it to our serger and gather the top. Now that we have gathered both of our sleeve ruffles, we're going to go back and add it to our sleeves now. If you're using a print, do it right sides together and attach. Now that we have one attached, you're going to do the exact same to the other side and take it to your serger or sewing machine and sew. Both sleeve ruffles are attached. You're going to flip it right sides together and clip from sleeve to bottom on both sides. Now that you have the bottom to the sleeve clipped, now you'll take it to your serger or sewing machine and sew these parts. That we have the side seams sewn up, we are going to now go ahead and start on our waistband, and we are going to put it right sides together, clip and sew, and take it to your serger or sewing machine. Now that you've sewn up the end, what we're going to do is turn it right sides out and quarter all the way around, matching up the inside seams. Now that we have added our clips, we're going to take it to our hoodie and attach it to the bottom. I add it right sides together and try to match up the back. Now that we have it clipped at the bottom, we are now going to take it to our serger or sewing machine and sew around. Now that we have our bottom piece sewn up, we will now go ahead and work on the hood piece. So what you're going to need is two liners and two mains, and we're going to pin the outside of the hood. Now that we have our liner and our main clipped, we are going to take it to our serger or your sewing machine and sew where it is pinned. Now that we are done sewing the hood pieces together, we are now going to do the ruffle for the hood pieces. So now we're going to work on our ruffle piece. We will come back to that. So now that we have our ruffle piece, we are going to lettuce hem the bottom with your serger or sewing machine. Now we have our ruffle piece. We're going to take it to our serger or sewing machine and lettuce hem the bottom. Now that the bottom is lettuce hemmed, we're going to take it to our serger or sewing machine and gather the top part. That we have gathered the top of the ruffle, we are going to get our main hood piece and clip it around where you did the notch, and that's where the ruffle piece should start. You're just gonna clip it all the way around. Now that we have our ruffle piece attached to the main, we're gonna get the liner and place it right sides together and clip around the edges. Now that we have the 3 layers of the main, the ruffle, and the liner clipped, you're going to take it to your serger or sewing machine and sew where it is pinned. Now that we have sewn around the edges, we can now turn it right sides out. And that is the hood. Now we're going to take the bodice piece. Now we are going to find the middle part of the front and the back. And we are going to connect the hood with right sides together, like so. Now that I have the middle clipped and the middle of the hood clipped and right sides together, I'm gonna pin it all the way around the neckline, go overlapping in the middle about a 1/2 inch. Now that we have the neckline clipped, we're gonna take it to our serger or sewing machine and sew where the pins are. Now that you have serged or sewed the neckline, you're all finished. You have a finished Sawyer hoodie.